My guest today is someone who's an expert on a subject that many people have a love-hate relationship with: money. Today we'll be talking with Erika Wasserman. She is CEO of Your Financial Therapist. She's a certified financial therapist and also author of the book, Conversations with Your Financial Therapist. Welcome to How to Stay Sane with Karen Jordan. How to stay sane. So, why are people so afraid to talk about money?
Yeah, so we get our money mindset from three areas. Our first is our background, and most homes, it's beaten into us that you don't talk money, right? You don't talk money with anybody else. We barely talk about it amongst ourselves. The other one is culture and religion. So really the culture side of things. It's not polite to ask people how much they make. We give to charity. Whatever it is the cultural aspect of money. And the third is experiences. So if you ever tried to have a conversation with somebody with money and they shut you down, you generally don't try again. And so we've been set up as a society just not to talk money. We'd rather talk sex or politics than talk money.
That's actually true, isn't it?
Yes.
How do you think money problems can affect people's mental health?
Wow. So many people come to me with sleepless nights. I don't know about you, but oftentimes at night before bed or just as you're falling asleep, the mind starts going. And as you know, sleep is the best thing for us. And if you're having restless nights and you're thinking about finances and how you're going to pay the bill or what are you going to do, with the holidays coming or grandma's birthday coming up or the roof, I just had to replace my roof, right? Gave me a few sleepless nights. It impacts our health. It impacts our relationships as well, because we're not talking about money. Resentment's held. And this could be everything from an inheritance from mom passing away, siblings fighting, to when you get divorced or a death of your loved one, shocks that come out of finances that impact your health because it impacts your well-being.
How can people then get out of a scarcity mindset? Because as you said, it can lead to sleepless nights and other issues. How can people try to avoid that?
Yeah, it's understanding your numbers. It really is getting comfortable. I always tell people learning about money is like learning a new hobby. And so for some people, it's just knowing your password to log into your bank account. For others, it's looking at your bank account 5 minutes each day. Just look at it. That's all I want you to do for the first week. And then start getting curious about it. Because what happens when shit hits the fan, because it will, something's going to go wrong, you will know your numbers. And you're going to know where to pull from, and you're going to know how to adjust quicker than as a client earlier today, her husband just has a drawer of bills. They just get put in the drawer. Well, guess what happens? When something happens, you're not knowledgeable. So getting knowledgeable and comfortable with your numbers is the first step into anything of a solid relationship with your money.
That makes sense. And speaking of that, what are the best ways for people to get organized with their finances? Because as you said, putting it in a drawer is not the solution.
It all depends on you. My personal way of getting organized is I use auto pay quite frequently because I know what's in my bank account and I can do the auto pay for what bills, so I know they're paid on time. For other bills, I keep on my desk when they come in. I open it up. I know the due date. And I also use calendar reminders. So for taxes that need to be paid, for tutors for my kids, if it's not on my calendar reminder, it doesn't happen. And that's just how the system that I've set up.
What are some ways that people can just in general become more empowered about money, or how can they feel more empowered when it comes to their finances?
Knowledge. I just got off a call with a 18-year-old young man, who created a handbook for his brother and sister to learn about the different financial terms that are out there, because he wants them, and he's the youngest of three, he wants them investing in the stock market. And so it's not impossible to do. Here we have an 18-year-old that's just interested in it. And so the first step is get knowledgeable. What is the difference? What is the stock market, right? What does it consist of? And are there ways to invest with your risk level? And the answer generally is yes. So don't be afraid. The biggest obstacle that I find with people is actually opening the account.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The fear of opening the account, the steps that have to take place. It's wild.
What about, I know in addition to your book, you have also created conversation cards. Can you tell us about those and how can they help people? Because, a lot of times friends don't even want to talk about money or their salaries. They don't want to share that type of personal information. Tell us about your conversation cards. And also, is that something that friends should share with each other?
Yeah, it depends on your group of friends. So, like, I have a board of directors, I call them. So they're different friends that are good with different conversations and different topics that they're expert in. And so there are friendships that I will pull out the deck of cards. And I created the deck of cards because so many of my clients were coming to me saying, I don't know how to start the conversation. Or I could never ask that question. And I'm like, let me help you. And so I've created Let's Talk Finances because that's what it is. It's a deck of cards. You're going on a road trip. You're out walking the dog. Grab a couple cards and start walking and talking. And it opens up to storytelling. And did you know how much your parents made growing up? Describe your income level without using upper middle class. Did you have an outdoor refrigerator with drinks in it, right? Like, what was your level of how you grew up? And all of a sudden, the person you're talking to understands you a little bit better when it comes to financial decision making today, because all of that stays with us and creates our decision making based off of our experiences, our background, our religion today. But if we don't talk about it, the person that we're working with, our business partner, our romantic partner, they don't understand how you're making those decisions. And a lot of times, instead of respect, resentment is built.
So you were saying those types of lessons start in our childhoods.
Age 7.
Really? Age 7? Why that age in particular? And what has your research found?
Cambridge University did a study on that. Age 7 is when we start our mindset around money. And oftentimes I ask people the question, I'll go ahead and ask you, Karen, what was your first grade teacher? Do you remember your first grade teacher?
Yes, I do, Mrs. Dickinson. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And what was lunch like for you in first grade? Did you bring lunch? Did you buy lunch? Did you get the free lunch?
Our parents purchased the lunch in advance, so we went through the line every day. We never had to pay, but we all got the same lunch.
Okay, so you're in an interesting situation where everybody at the table had the same food no matter what.
Right.
Right. Oftentimes in school, that's not the case, especially in public school. And so when I ask that question, it starts bringing up memories of, oh yeah, I had the free lunch. I had the lunch. My mom, one girl was saying, I had the lunch from Walmart with all the, the store brand brands, just a bunch of junk food in there. But my mom felt like she was giving me a lunch. And the woman that we did this workshop with was like, wait, I had the free lunch. And I was always jealous because you had food to trade. Right? Trading lunch table is such a currency at that age.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the other girl goes, I was jealous because you had something actually like warm to eat.
Oh, that's and they still remembered that from childhood.
Again, back to the first grade, you remembered your teacher. When we start looking into it, and then I have them look down, what clothes were you wearing? And all of a sudden it starts bringing up where your family was financially at that age and the impact. And then the aha moments start happening as we go through the progression. That's
amazing. Is there anything else that we should talk about that you think people should know about their finances or keep in mind that we haven't touched on?
The keep in mind is, so Harvard did a study, 90% of our financial decisions are emotional and 10% are logical. And so as you're going through the process of buying things, pause before you swipe your card, tap it, whatever you're doing, and ask yourself, is this a logical decision? Or is this just emotional? Like I just need a fix. Am I trying to impress somebody, to make me feel good? Whatever it is, that's the emotional side. And so that 5-second pause can help you and your future self with your finances.
That's an excellent idea that I will keep in mind myself.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Erika Wasserman, for your time. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Looking for a quick, fun read this summer? Pick up my book, What She Says, Words of Wisdom from My Southern Grandmother. It's filled with heartfelt, insightful, and some humorous quotes from my maternal grandmother, Emma Crawford. Her thought-provoking quips and old-school wisdom cover everything from relationships to how to handle stress. Order your copy of What She Says, Words of Wisdom from My Southern Grandmother on Amazon. I learned so much from Erika Wasserman today. It was great getting those expert tips about organizing your finances, and it makes so much sense that can help you avoid being stressed out about money and having restless nights thinking about your bills. Just something as simple as knowing your numbers and even remembering your login can make a huge difference. I feel more empowered about money now. I hope you do too. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Join me next time on How to Stay Sane with Karen Jordan. How to stay